there, Capricorn. This is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. If you have been drawn to this particular video, we are taking a look at the question, their biggest wish. When it comes to you, when it comes to the connection, what is their most heartfelt thoughts about the two of you? So let's go ahead and take a look at that vibe, that energy, okay? General advice as always, Capricorn, so please do keep that in mind throughout the reading and only take the parts of it that make sense for you personally and let the rest go. All right, let's get into some messages. I'll be starting off with the Romance Angels deck. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, Angels and Spirit Guides, what is the vibe? What is their biggest wish? All right, we're starting off with religious factors, and sometimes when I see that, it kind of reminds me, sometimes it can indicate two people who are from different backgrounds. Maybe they clash a little bit, whether it has something to do with their religious beliefs or whatever the case might be, their spiritual path that they're meant to take in their lifetime. Maybe they feel like it doesn't fall in line with yours, you know, however that's coming through. I'm feeling a conflict, okay? So that could have been an issue, and maybe they're wishing that it wasn't such a conflict. That's the word that's coming to me, that it was a conflict, that it was an issue, that it was a problem, and maybe you guys butted heads. If it wasn't the two of you, that it could have been maybe your families didn't get along. I'm getting that for some of you guys. So again, only take that part of the message if it makes sense. All right, what else for Capricorn? I'm also getting, and I just got this, that one of you believed in the connection more than the other. You know, perhaps believing that it had what it took to go the distance, and maybe the other one just wasn't believing that that was possible. So you guys definitely clashed and butted heads on occasion about certain things. Let me see what else. For Capricorn, look at this, healing family issues. I'm telling you guys, for some of you anyway, it involves families. A family or two families, maybe their family, maybe yours, or both of yours had its own fair share of issues. Somebody could have had maybe some traumatic experiences growing up. Okay, so there's some healing that needs to happen there. Look at this. How interesting is this? Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life, because at the end of the day, guys, you know, even our family, they can put in their 2 cents, they can give their opinion, but at the end of the day, it is your life, it is your relationship, and you should be able to call the shots, you know, whether you want to invest fully into the relationship, whether you want to give your all. Maybe you didn't have a chance to do that, especially if people were getting in your ear, putting in their opinion. You know, for some of you guys, it could have been a situation where they didn't approve of the person that you fell in love with. You know, I'm just kind of getting that for some of you guys. Excuse me. Bottom of the deck, we have the separation card. So something created an issue here where you guys had to go your separate ways. But I'm feeling from this person that they really wish that it didn't have to go in that direction. They wish that they could still be with you. I'm picking that up. They don't like to be apart or in separation from you. So let's clarify this. I'll be pulling from my yummy tarot deck here. Angels and Spirit Guides, please, for Capricorn. So what happened? What is going on? Ace of Pentacles. I love this. You know, it's like a new beginning. It's a solid foundation. I'm also getting, if your person, for you, the viewer, if you feel like they just couldn't give their all, they couldn't commit fully for whatever reason. Maybe they had other obligations, meaning that maybe they had children and, you know, maybe they had an ex-partner that they were dealing with. They could have had separations, divorce, you know, some traumatic experiences that might have prevented them from being able to commit 100%. But this can certainly represent a new beginning here. And what I'm picking up from this is a solid offer of commitment that they want to bring your way. I love how we've got the Four of Swords lining up with the Healing Family Issues card, because it could be an indication that either this is no longer a factor, or you were able to address the problem, hopefully either on your own or with your family. It could have also been the other person's family. But this right here, it's like taking a break from the drama, you know, maybe needing time to yourself, needing quiet time, needing peace away from chaos. So whatever this chaotic energy is, this makes sense for me if you decided to just remove yourself from it. Especially if it had something to do with your love life, you know? Look at this, Divine Feminine. Okay. You might have freed yourself either from a relationship with somebody. Again, there could have been family distractions there, or they had other obligations that they needed to take care of. And so maybe you felt like they couldn't give their full attention to the partnership. You might have decided to distance yourself from this person, or you might have told them, you know what, you've got other things to handle. Let's go our separate ways. It could have been your decision to cut them out and needing time to just focus on your own healing in the meantime. Even though you guys are not together, this is an indication here that you still love them. They still love you. The time apart was necessary. Look at these cards. We've got the Hierophant, followed by the Magician. So it seems to me that if there were commitment issues before, they've worked on whatever that is and is able to come forward with a message here that what they truly want to bring forward, what they want to manifest between the two of you is full commitment, full attention to the relationship this time. Okay, so that's what I'm getting so far. Let's go ahead and grab another set of cards here and see what else we can find out. I'll be pulling from my Mystical Fairies Romance Oracle here. Angels and Spirit Guides, please, for Capricorn. So family ties, family bonds, that could have been an issue. Oh, look at this. Do you see that? Disconnection, disengaged, emotionally detached. I feel that could have happened for some of you guys. Part of the disconnection too, either on your end or your person that you're focused on here, is disconnecting from other people, even if it is family, that really had no business putting in their 2 cents in your relationship. But I'm also feeling, and perhaps again, I'm kind of getting it on the Divine Feminine side, that you might have distanced yourself. You might have disconnected from your masculine because they had other stuff going on. Could be ex-partner drama as well. We do have romantic emotions, okay. We have dreams, and look at this. Divine Feminine, there you are. So it does seem that whatever happened between you and your masculine, you had a lot to say about it. You know, the decision ultimately could have been yours to decide to break free. But what I can tell you when it comes to this person, if you are focused on a divine masculine, even though you might have freed yourself, detached, disconnected, you guys are not together, they're still very romantically focused on what you guys have experienced before. Their dreams could be these fantasies about you, about what you guys had shared at one point in time. I'm also getting that it could be very passionate, sexually driven dreams as well. That's a part of their fantasy that I'm picking up, Divine Feminine, when it comes to your masculine. All right, so let's clarify that. Let's grab some tarot here. I'll be pulling from my Valentine Connection Tarot. So yeah, for sure there's interference. Other people that were getting in the way, you know? And they really are wishing perhaps that they maybe stood up to family, you know, not necessarily be rude about it, but definitely put their foot down or take a stand, you know, if they really believe that you guys belong together. Maybe they didn't take a stand. Maybe they didn't speak up. They didn't fight for you. That's the energy that I'm getting. 5 of Cups, look at that. I feel this person, when they hurt you, if that's what happened, they created a scenario here where they hurt themselves, you know. Five of Cups, the disappointment could certainly be something that you've experienced. Maybe you had so much hope for this relationship and they let you down, you know. But when they lost you, I do feel that it was heartbreak that they had never experienced before. I do get that. Wheel of Fortune, look at this, guys. Look how interesting this gets. Four of Swords, followed by the Three of Swords. Remember, I am picking up other people, so if it's not family, it could have been a lover, it could have been a third party. Three of Swords can sometimes represent that love triangle energy. You know, we already had the Four of Swords come through earlier, remember? So 2 Four of Swords, rest. It's a resting period. It's recovery. It's recuperating from heartbreak. Okay, whatever happened here, it was painful. It was hurtful. And I have a feeling, Divine Feminine, it could have either been interference from family, like I mentioned, or it could have been infidelity for some of you guys that makes sense for. Somebody made a decision here to either go in a different way or to maybe explore other connections outside of the relationship. But what this person is wishing for is perhaps a new cycle to come in for you guys to maybe try again. You know, they're feeling a little bit optimistic. I'm picking up that energy. Hoping for a second chance. Can that happen? And here's the wish card, 9 of Cups. So it does give us a clearer picture of what it is that this person is wishing for. What they're wishing for at the end of the day is to be with you again and perhaps to apologize for past behavior and actions. They know full well that they ended up hurting you, breaking your heart due to their decisions back then. They're still hoping and wishing that this is something that can come back around. That'll give them a chance to make things right between the two of you. So if you're open to that, perhaps this can still have a very positive outcome to this connection. All right, guys, so that's where I'll leave it. If you're interested in your own reading, that info is down below in the description box, and I'll go ahead and link the decks that you see here. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you next time.